Hello everyone, welcome back to the FPL Crypto channel. Another Fantasy Premier League video right here post international break. Thank goodness it's over. Game week 12 is a distant memory. I will review my performance for that week, and then I'm going to look at some score predictions for game week 13. I'll talk about my transfers. I have 2 free transfers going into this game week. And after that, I'm going to do a brief look at the results for the 6 picks contest in game week 12. Firstly, I don't do this often enough, but I really want to thank all subscribers and viewers, all you guys out there. Thank you so much for all the support over the last season and a bit, I suppose. I've been doing this for nearly a year now, and I'm at 2,500 subscribers on YouTube. And it's all thanks to you. I appreciate all the feedback, support, comments, encouragement, criticism, anything coming my way. I just want to make these videos as good as possible for you guys, the community, going forward, and help you with your FPL teams, and also inject a bit of fun into the whole game with the 6 picks contest. So let's take a look at the game week 12 team performance. 67 points scored, which was above the 48-point average. A game week rank for me of 686k, which is pretty decent. Another green arrow, 177,000 overall rank at the moment with 689 total points. I have to say I'm very satisfied with that rank at this stage of the season. It puts me, it's still very tightly bunched, not much separating anyone in the top 400,000 to the top 10k, so it's all to play for. If you're anywhere, in my opinion, anywhere under a 1 million rank has a chance of really getting into a top 1% finish easily. So for this season, and only it takes a couple of good game weeks to get back into proceedings. So do not worry too much if you're over a million, maybe a 2 million rank. Don't worry about it. There's still plenty to play for. Just continue to make good decisions, and it'll turn around for you soon. In terms of my team then, Nick Pope finally got me some points. 9 points for him. A Burnley clean sheet against West Ham, which was great. Really welcomed points there from my set and forget budget keeper. Rico got a point. Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't return anything. He got 2 points. And then Lundstrom with 2 points. So a little bit of disappointment there in my own defense. Into the midfield end, Anthony Martial was my transfer along with Jamie Vardy. I really did hit the nail there with the transfers last game week. So 10 points for Martial. Got 2 assists, some bonus, and sets him up well now for the next few weeks with nice fixtures for Man United. De Bruyne and Sterling disappointed in midfield, but then again, we did not expect fireworks there since they had the most difficult fixture of the week against Liverpool. Maddison got 9 points, ticking along nicely, and then Jamie Vardy 12 points. Captaincy was on Tammy Abraham. He got a goal and 2 bonus, 8 points doubling to 16, so I didn't really lose out too much there by going Abraham over Vardy. I'm just glad I got some captaincy returns. So that gave me, I should mention Josh King there in the end. He got 2 points for me. The bench was in pretty good order because, Mount got 3 points. He was first sub. Montoya got a -1. He was taken off very early in that game after conceding a bunch of goals and getting a yellow card. And then Otamendi parked in the third sub position. He was never going to play for me. All in all, 67 points. I'm very happy with that. I went up from 228k to 177k, so making nice steady progress. If you look at my game week history, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6 green arrows in the last 7 game weeks. There is hope, folks. If you can put a good run together in this game, you can really turn around your rank. So if you look at game week 5, I was sitting at 2.1 million after 3 red arrows in a row. And it was just a little bit of consistency. Very small greens the whole way has creeped me up to 177k and puts me in prime position for the busy Christmas period that's upcoming. So the watch list then. First of all, I'm going to remove some players from the watch list. If you've never watched this video before, I pretty much keep a list of transfer targets for my FPL team. I update it weekly based on performance, stats, eye test, whatever it might be. So watch list wise, first removal is going to be Eric Peters. Eric Peters lost his place for the Burnley team last game week, game week 12, and his replacement Charlie Taylor seemed to impress, so I expect him to continue to stay in that position. Leandro Trossard is the next person to fall off the watch list for me. He had 59 minutes, so he only got a 1-pointer against United, which is a real worry. Minutes have been limited because of his niggling injury, and it looks like reports from his international camp that he's picked up another injury. And I just can't trust a player who is injured so frequently, so I'm going to remove him from my watch list. The next player who hasn't really been performing in terms of clean sheets is Tom Heaton, and he's also got a small injury too. I'm not going to be considering Heaton for my future team, so he comes off too. So that's 3 players that have been removed from the watch list. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 additions for various reasons. Basically, I have a wild card to play soon, and I want to kind of increase my scope of positions. Starting with goalkeepers, I want to add 2 goalkeepers to my watch list. The first one is Kasper Schmeichel. The reason why it's because of Leicester's fixtures and the fact that he's only 5.2 million, so he's kind of in between premium keeper and he's in between. Why can't I get this up? Why isn't it working? Kasper Schmeichel. Maybe he's under Schmeichel. There he is. So Kasper Schmeichel goes on to the watch list. He is, as I said, in between the premium and budget. 5.2 million. Good value. Still low ownership, and fixtures are just really nice for Leicester, who look like they will compete for top 4 this year. So defensively solid. What's not to like about Schmeichel? Next player is probably the best budget goalkeeper out there at the moment. It's Matt Ryan, 4.7 million. I think I would have profited well in terms of points if I had gone for Ryan over Pope at the start of the season, but I didn't, and there's still options to change that. In terms of fixtures, not nice, but I'm thinking maybe from game week 16 onwards, he could be a better option than Nick Pope for me. All depends. I'm going to add him to the watch list anyway and monitor his progress. Next in line to go onto the watch list is a defender. So I mentioned that Eric Peters has lost his place, it appears, after a very good performance by Charlie Taylor, who plays just behind Dwight McNeil. And I've got Neil Taylor up there for Villa. Charlie Taylor for Burnley. I'm going to add him to the watch list. A good performance, likes to get forward. He had a good stint in the team last season, got an assist and 7 clean sheets. So I'm going to put him down for 4.2 million. I feel like Charlie Taylor is worthy of watch list selection, and I might go a step further later on, and you'll see why. I'll come back to Charlie Taylor a little bit later on. So Jota is another player I'm very, very interested in. I just want to monitor his minutes though, because I'm not sure if he's nailed yet, and I do like Wolves' fixtures. So 6.1 million, I'm going to add him onto the watch list. Only 1 goal to show for this season, but could have been a lot more. He had a ridiculous amount of chances, 4 big chances in the last 4 game weeks. Lots of shots on target. It's actually quite surprising that he hasn't returned anything. A little bit worried, as I said, about his minutes. I'll have to monitor that. He does tend to come off a little early. Jimenez might be the better option there, but for 6.1 million has to be considered. Aaron Connolly is injured at the moment, but I'm still going to add him to my watch list because of his price point. He is 4.7 million. As I said, he's going to miss out this game week, but at that price, he could be a great opportunity. Well, a great player to have in your team, especially when Trossard's still out. Maybe not for the foreseeable future, as I kind of mentioned with Matt Ryan too. Next 3 game weeks are not pleasing to the eye, but I feel like he could be a very good option if you wanted to downgrade one of your players. If you're playing 3 up front at the moment and you want to go down to 2 up front, he could be just a great player to have sitting on that bench for a sub every week. So Connolly definitely is one to consider. Now, 2 Man United players going onto the watch list. McTominay needs to be looked at. He is injured at the moment, but he's very cheap. He's 5.1 million, and he's scoring goals this season. He's got 2 goals and 2 other attacking returns and assists. this, and he's playing every minute. So McTominay needs to be looked at 5.1 million for United. Next up is another player who's played his first 90 minutes in the Premier League last week, and that is Brandon Williams. So Brandon Williams is 4 million. He only really is in there because Luke Shaw is absent and still remains on the sidelines. So he might see himself continuing to start. He does like to get forward. He had a very good opportunity to score, in fact, against Brighton last week, but just showed a little bit of immaturity in front of goal. But at the same time, 4 million, he could be the next big budget defender to kind of to come in and people pile on. So we'll see. I'm going to keep an eye on him for the moment. Definitely too early to be transferring in a player like that. And I think that's it. That's 7 players in total. So my watch list is now updated. I'll just have a quick run over it there. So 3 goalkeepers. I have, well, dominated with Leicester defenders as well in there. Midfielders, then Mane, Salah, Tielemans, Son. Mourinho in now. It could give a new lease of life to Spurs. So Son and Kane are staying on that watch list for sure. Aubameyang, potentially the best player to own this week because of his fixture against Southampton. Southampton have conceded the most chances out of any Premier League team in the last couple of game weeks. So they really, really are struggling to keep the goals out. And at home to Southampton, Aubameyang could be a great option. Then you've got Musset, who's a good 5 millionaire to have with Sheffield United's fixtures upcoming. He's kind of a Jota situation too. His minutes he does tend to be pulled off a little early. I'd like to see him play a couple of 90-minute games before I really seriously consider him. So that's it. I'm going to look at my transfers next because I've already made them. I had dilemmas in my team. I had problems because my original plan was to downgrade Josh King and bring in. There was to downgrade Josh King and to bring in Robertson at the back for Otamendi. So Otamendi was obviously going to go. So I'll just pop in my original plan so you could take a look at it. Both players from the watch list. Well, it was going to be Robertson and a 4.7 million or so. I wasn't going to consider Conley. I was going to just put in someone for 4.4 million. So Robertson has a little kind of an ongoing ankle issue which ruled him out of the Scottish team. So I fear when that's the case that he's going to not play every game. There was rumours that he was only training the day before matches too, which is very worrying. Unless that's resolved, I'm just not going to consider Robbo at the moment, especially for 7 million. To see him benched when he's your premium defender once every few weeks would not be nice pill to swallow. So I decided against Robertson, and instead I've gone for Charlie Taylor, 4.2 million, and Raul Jimenez. And it still leaves me some cash in the bank. I have 0.2 million remaining, and the reason why I have that in the bank is because my next week transfer is going to be Sterling to Mane or Salah. Salah is 12.3 million, Mane is 12.2. If Salah drops to 12.2, he would be considered also, but he does have injury issues of his own. So I went for Jimenez because, well, it's quite obvious. He's got low ownership, still fairly decently priced at 7.3 million. Really good fixtures upcoming. Plays every single minute, even though there's Europa League involvement for Wolves. And last season was his breakout season. 13 goals, 10 assists. So he is proven. It's not a gamble. He is very much proven. Charlie Taylor is a gamble. I feel like he's not 100% assured of a start. I only need him for 2 game weeks. I need him for a Watford away this week, and I need him for a Crystal Palace at home. For 15 and 16, I have better options to play than him. For 15 and 16, I can play Lundstrom at home to Newcastle and away to Norwich. And also for 15 and 16, for 15, I can play Crystal Palace away for Rico, and Montoya for game week 16 is Wolves at home. So I have options either side of it. Charlie Taylor is only needed this week and next week. So hopefully he can put in a run of form. He got a new contract this week, and Sean Dyche's comments kind of err on the side of him definitely getting a run in the team now with Eric Peters a little bit out of favour after recent performances. So that's my transfers for this week. It was Otamendi and Josh King out for Charlie Taylor and Raul Jimenez, with the reasoning behind it, keeping 0.2 million in that bank for Mane next week. So let's see how my team is set up then for the Saturday deadline, game week 13. I have the front three of Jimenez, Vardy and Abraham, which are going to become a very popular combination. Already are, in fact. Midfield then, I have Maddison, De Bruyne, Sterling and Martial. Sterling, De Bruyne and Abraham all in the same fixture there, the Chelsea home game for Man City. Charlie Taylor is going to get a double up with Pope at home, away to Watford, and I'm just banking on Watford being very poor again. So hopefully a double clean sheet would be great there. Trent Alexander-Arnold picks himself, and then Lundstram. I'm going to go with Lundstram because of the fact that he's got so much attacking threat every time he plays for Sheffield United. So he's always in there in the box with a chance to bag a goal. So I couldn't really start Rico ahead of him, and also it's a little bit counterintuitive starting Rico when we have Jimenez up here, who you've just transferred in and you want to bang away to Bournemouth. So I'm happy with that lineup. I'm very happy with the setup for my substitutions. I feel like it will be a high scoring game for this Chelsea Man City match, but I'm willing to gamble and just put Mount in as first sub again this week. He is playing a little deeper than usual with the Christian Pulisic revival. So that's my setup. My captaincy is going on Sterling. I feel like Sterling performed really, really well without getting any FPL points last week against Liverpool. I do feel like a lot of people are selling him, and justifiably so. It may be a little bit premature. He's due a haul. He is definitely due a haul, and Chelsea leak goals. So even though on paper the Chelsea home fixture is difficult, with the amount of goals conceded by Chelsea this season, I do think that Raheem Sterling might get some joy. Didn't feature totally in the international break too. He had that Gomez spat, which saw him only play one of the two games, the match against Kosovo. So I feel like he'll be looking. I think Sterling, De Bruyne, et al., all those Man City players, Pep Guardiola will be looking for revenge from the defeat last week, and they may bounce back in style. So I'm going to just gamble on the Sterling captaincy this week. Lots of options out there this week. I feel like it'll be evenly spread, the captaincy. So yeah, go with your gut on this one this week. It could go either way for us all. So let's move on to the Super Brew results. So we do a predictions contest. You have to guess the scores of all the Premier League fixtures in a given game week. 10 fixtures last week. You can join this pool. $65,000 goes to anybody who can get 10 exact scores in a given game week. Last week we had Alok or S, the top scorer, 15.5 overall, 7 correct results, including 3 exact results. Really, really well played. Isep 30-year Han, 14.5 points. He had 3 exact results and 6 overall results correct. And then you have FPL Tugga, Rodrigo. Well done, Rodrigo. 14 points. Put you in third. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct results. Abad 99 did well. Demolishers did well. FPL Lens, congratulations to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all top performers. Oh, who's that? FPL Crypto. Okay, what did I get? I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 7 out of 10 results correct, which is not bad. The only thing that let me down was the exact scores. I only had 1. So, decent performance last week. I'm going to jump on to this week's fixtures, and I'm going to take a look at who we got here. So, West Ham Spurs. This is the first game of the week. Let me just go ahead and choose the results here. So West Ham, I'm going to give West Ham a goal, but I think that Mourinho might just get not an overly optimistic, enthusiastic result. I think he'll just scrape a win and maybe turn the corner for Spurs. You always get that little bit of inspiration when a new manager comes in. So maybe that'll happen this time around. Mourinho to kind of eke a result out of the West Ham game for Spurs. Bournemouth against Wolves. I'm going to put Wolves down for a cheeky 2-0 win. Arsenal against Southampton. I feel like Arsenal are going to score against Southampton, but I also feel Southampton are going to score against Arsenal. So I'm going to put down 3-1. Emery's under serious pressure at the moment. He needs some results. Southampton are probably the worst team in the league right now. So I see a victory there for Arsenal and nothing else. Brighton against Leicester City. I'm going to give Brighton, since they're very good at home, I'm going to give it a 1-1 draw. Leicester haven't been scoring freely since the huge win, the 9-0 win, but they have been very, very effective. And Brighton's not an easy place to go to this season. So I reckon a result there for Brighton at home. Palace against Liverpool. I'm going to go for 1-0 Liverpool. Palace have been better at the back this season. Liverpool may be missing Salah and Robertson, to be confirmed, obviously. But I still think they'll get the win. Goodison Park, then we've got Everton against Norwich. There's nothing I can see here other than an Everton win, so I'm going to go 3-0 to Everton. Watford against Burnley. I'm going to see Burnley continue their newfound form, and beat Watford 2-0. Man City against Chelsea. I'm going to go all out and say a 3-2 win to Man City. Bramall Lane, then Sheffield United against United. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Man United win. Villa Park, we have Villa against Newcastle. Newcastle have been very, very solid, but haven't scored many goals. Villa, on the other hand, scoring freely, not conceding many. So, scoring freely, but conceding many. So maybe I'm going to give Newcastle a goal. I'm going to give Villa a couple. 2-1 to Villa, right there. My picks are submitted. You can choose your own picks yourself on superbrew.com. Hammer the link in the description, and you can join in on with the other 105 players that are in this pool. It's a bit of fun every week, and I announce the best score in the game. Well, in my video the next week. There we go. In terms of the 6 picks, now I had a problem this week, and the problem was my templates that I used to make my 6 picks video. Unfortunately, the program or the online site called Canva was hacked, and all my templates are gone. So I'm in touch with their support team to try and get access to all the little tools and player icons that I use to make my 6 picks video. So unfortunately, no 6 picks this week, but we have a winner from last week. It was a comment. Mustafa Mohammed had Rashford, Ings, Tomori, Jimenez, Richarlison and Vardy last week, and he came in on top. Here's the results. Now, I have a link to this in the description because it'll be difficult to see on this video, but you can check your own results in the description. 64 points for Mustafa. Rashford got 5 points. Danny Ings got a goal for 7. Tomori with his clean sheet and max bonus. Raul Jimenez then with that goal and max bonus too. It's great to see Jimenez get lots of bonus. Even if he scores a goal, a little like Jamie Vardy, he seems to get the bonus points, which is really, really encouraging. Richarlison then got 10 points on his gut feeling pick, and then Jamie Vardy, which was definitely the highest scoring captain out of any of the picks. 24 points scored. 64 in total. Really good by Mustafa Mohammed. And you win the 1 month subscription to FUMNIAnalytics.com and all their FPL tools to help you increase your overall rank and make better decisions. So there is a link to the FUMNIAnalytics.com website in the description also if you want to check that out. They have lots of free tools, and they have some premium ones there that require payment. Mustafa, you don't have to pay for anything for the next 30 days. So you have free reign of all of their amenities. So that's it for this week, folks. Again, apologies for no FPL 6 picks contest. Unfortunately, just the way the stars align, not possible this week. But I'm going to leave you with my Game Week 13 setup. Pretty locked in on everything at this moment in time. I have my Sterling to Mane plan next week. My transfer's pretty solid in my mind, unless there's other injuries or concerns, fires to put out in my team. I'm pretty happy with it. If you have any questions, concerns, dilemmas, transfer decisions to make, you should pop them in the comment section and I'll try and get back to each of them individually before the deadline. Other than that, good luck for game week 13. Green arrows, let's bounce back. International break is over, and I hope you all enjoy the football this weekend, and I'll talk to you all next week. Take care.